FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day. Welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Attorney for ExxonMobil's subsidiary, Esso, Edward Laku, on Monday petitioned the court to strike out the case filed by Kaieteur News publisher Glenn Lal to challenge the government's decision to grant massive tax waivers to oil companies. Lal had filed a case against the government of Guyana back in January to challenge the decision to grant massive tax waivers to the oil company and its affiliates. However, Esso was subsequently added as a respondent in the matter. On Monday, Esso's lawyer argued, among other things, that Lal's application should not be allowed to proceed since it was filed erroneously under the private law proceedings. According to the lawyer, by his own admission, Lal, whose legal team is led by attorney Muhammad R. Ali, has been disentitled from any of the reliefs sought under private law. And to raise the standard of living, the Inter-American Development Bank has recommended that new oil-producing state Guyana channel a portion of its wealth into efforts that would transform the health sector. Just recently, the IDB provided Guyana with a $97 million loan. That money is set to help Guyanese authorities strengthen the healthcare network. As is customary with such loans, the IDB conducts a review of the state of affairs for its borrower and how its loan will help make a difference. In one of its reports, the IDB spoke extensively about access to quality health care in Guyana. It referenced the 2021 Global Health Security Index, which measures how prepared nations are for epidemics and pandemics. The IDB pointed out that Guyana placed 126th out of 195 countries and next to last in the Caribbean after Haiti. Meanwhile, 2 Brazilian nationals are reportedly missing following a river mishap that occurred around Sunday morning in the vicinity of Looking Glass Falls in the Mazaruni River. The only names given for the 2 missing Brazilian nationals are Japão and Bartholomew, police said in a press release. 27-year-old Asardo Adrian Savory, a boat captain, said that while navigating the river in the vicinity of the Looking Glass, the boat came in contact with a strong wave which caused the bow of the boat to break off. As a result, everyone was tossed overboard. After being flung overboard, 2 persons were not seen again. And in other news, the Ministry of Public Works, through the Maritime Administration Department on Monday, signed a $1.38 billion contract with Dutch company Cool BV for the removal of submerged wrecks and obstructions across the country. The Dutch company is an international industrial and maritime service and solution provider that specializes in industrial demolition, remediation, wreck removal, and maritime construction, the ministry said in a press release. And just before we head to a short break, let's tell you that Justice Simone Morris Ramla on Monday sentenced Hemraj Ramdeo, known as Ricky Scrawley, to 14 years imprisonment for the 2016 killing of Delon Bradford, called Chicken. In November, Ramdeo of Bass Street, Potentia, West Bank, Demerara was arraigned before Justice Morris Ramlal at Demerara High Court for murder. He opted to plead guilty to the lesser count of manslaughter. The judge stated Ramdeo's sentence at 21 years and then made a 1/3 deduction for his early guilty plea. The time is now moved on to 12 hours 17 in Guyana. We return shortly after.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Wanting to protect your family during these difficult times of COVID-19 is natural.
Stay at home, wash your hands often, and don't touch your face.
Yes, Daddy.
But are you doing these things too? And do you practice social distancing? Do you keep 3 to 6 feet away when you're shopping? or at least stay an arm's length away in the supermarket. Remember, children learn from adults. So if you're not obeying the precautions, neither will they. We have to work towards the new normal together to keep our families safe and protected. Be part of the solution, don't add to the problem. Teach by example and do the right things.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
This Christmas, get the best deals at Digicel. Save big with up to 50% off selected handsets. Get the Logic L63 smartphone for only $15,000 or the Samsung A037 for $31,000. Plus, a free 30-day Prime bundle with the purchase of any smartphone to enjoy the things you love. Hurry in store for this limited time Christmas offer. Digicel. It's the Christmas that keeps on giving.
Welcome back. President Irfan Ali on Monday even announced adjustments to salaries of several categories of healthcare workers. He said demonstrated his administration's commitment to the professionals in the sector. The salary adjustments are in addition to the 8% salary increase announced last month and will take effect from January 1st, 2023, President Ali said during a televised address. According to Ali, medical interns will now have a minimum salary of $200,000. Medical officers will now have minimum salary of $300,000. Medical officers of 1 year of post-employment will now earn a minimum of $351,204, while medical officers with 2-year post-employment will receive a minimum of $414,032. And for the third consecutive week, government representatives who sit on a Public Accounts Committee, or the PAC, were a no-show for scheduled meetings. In a press release, members of the APNU-AFC said that the work of the PAC continues to suffer due to the continued absence of the government members of the committee. Further, the opposition said that amidst widespread allegations of massive corruption at various ministries, the country and the people of Guyana are left with no answer, no accountability, and no transparency with the PPPC government. The opposition said the absence of the PPPC government members at the PAC clearly illustrates total disrespect for accountability and transparency. And moving on, the Court of Appeal on Monday dismissed an application by a convicted child rapist to have his 28-year jail sentence overturned. The convicted rapist, Colvin Norton, approached the Court of Appeal through his attorney, Dexter Todd, to have his conviction and sentence overturned because of what he considered to be the inadequacy of the victim's medical report. In April of 2018, Norton was jailed after being found unanimously guilty by a jury of the offense of engaging in sexual penetration with a child under the age of 16. The charges against Norton had stated that he had sexually penetrated a 6-year-old girl on August 1st and 6th of 2013. And the Ministry of Home Affairs will be spending an additional $23 million on infrastructural works on the Wales Fire Station on the west bank of Demerara. That is being constructed. The original contract sum was $69 million. Following competitive bidding for the project, the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board Office on its website revealed that a $23.9 million contract has been awarded to a engineering service to complete the infrastructural works. The project was estimated to cost $27.5 million, according to the ministry's engineer. And at this time, we close things off with the page 7 of today's Kaieteur News, dedicated to being. Why the fear to talk about oil, Mr. Jagdeo? Why this determination on Jagdeo's part not to speak about oil? What is it that he is afraid of with this oil? What could be responsible for Jagdeo's nervousness, his anxiousness on oil? What has Exxon done to him? What is he doing for Exxon that shafts all Guyanese? Why nothing on oil, Mr. Jagdeo? Why? And with that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook page at Kaieteur Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaieteur Radio Livestream. Oh,